Salsa's Groomer is not in Vellore, it's in Tirana.
Wait, the Groomer's where?
Yes. We got to take a happy detour back to Tirana.
Where we find surprises above and below ground.
And yes, Salsa does get groomed.
Finally.
2 empty nesters and 1 brave dog. We're Casey, Rodney, and Salsa. Currently, we're traveling through Europe, navigating the Schengen Shuffle in our motorhome, Holland. We are sharing real travel life highs and the happy detours along the way. Please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, make sure you bookmark our webpage, and follow us on Facebook at Empty Nest Adventures TV. Well, welcome back to another episode of Empty Nest Adventures
TV.
And we were on our way to Vellore.
Yes.
So we're at it's kind of a campsite, mostly a car wash and a coffee shop that just have some parking in the back with water and electricity.
Yep. There wasn't a whole lot around it, but it was nice.
No. So yeah, it was a nice place, and we made sure that it was solid.
We were on solid ground.
Yes, and I think just to help our worries a little bit, they got a delivery of new gravel while we were there.
While we were there, a whole dump truck showed up dumping more gravel.
And spread it around, and compacted it down and everything. So I guess that was to make us feel better, maybe. So, but also while we were there, we realized that there was a little bit of a mix-up. We had originally planned to make our way to Vellore and get Salsa groomed and to a vet.
Yep.
And somewhere along the lines, the groomer switched us to somebody located in Tirana.
So we had to hurry up, pack up, and drive all the way to Tirana to get her groomed.
Yeah, we had to plan to...
If you have a doodle, a golden doodle, that hasn't been groomed in 6 months, almost 7 months at this point, you know the struggle.
Yes. So we had to plan our happy detour back to Tirana.
Yep.
And I contacted the next place again to make sure we were on solid ground. And that's kind of our first surprise.
Yep.
Because when they replied to the email, they said they were fans and have subscribed to the channel, so they knew who we were.
They had seen
us. who was coming. So then they were wanting to meet us. So on our way there, we stopped at a Spar, one of our favorite little grocery stores.
One of our favorite grocery stores. They have really nice meats and bread, and I will say the meats there, because they don't eat a lot of beef. And if they do, we make a joke because their beef, their ground beef, is called Mish, M-I-S-H, Mish. And it's just ground meat. In the ingredients, it said it has beef, but it usually is 50% or less of beef. It's been 30%, and so it's a little different.
Yeah. Yep. So that Spar was in the town of Fier, I think is how it's pronounced, F-I-E-R. So after we got out of the grocery store, we were kind of routed through the streets of Fier.
Yeah.
To get out of town, to get to wonderful camping.
Yes.
Which is near Duras. And that was where our fans were, so we pulled into the camping area. It's a nice camping area around a little lake.
Oh yeah, it has a beautiful lake. The Salsa got out, ran around and played, and you know, we had company one night when we were the whole time.
Yes. Yeah.
That we were there.
And they have the rules clearly written on the bathroom.
All in English.
In English, which I thought was kind of interesting.
And you can do laundry there. Yay!
Yes, and we got laundry done. And the other thing that was interesting was as we were approaching the campsite, we kind of went through a construction area. There was dirt and everything. And then when we got to the other side, it looks like they're trying to fill in this valley or something. I mean,
there is a
huge amounts of dirt.
Valley that has olive trees and other kinds of trees and stuff down in this huge valley in the hole in the ground.
Yep.
And they're just pushing dump truck after dump truck after dump truck comes up and just dumps dirt, and then they push it off the side. And Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
I think I have a picture of it. You might be able to see a stairway coming out of the coffee shop for Wonderful Camping coming down. That stairway was gone by the time we left.
Yeah.
It was completely buried. So in order to get Salsa to the groomer, we wanted to move to a place that was a little bit closer to it. In case we had to drive to it, it wouldn't be a long drive, or we could just grab a taxi or something.
Yeah.
So we found Camp Dajti, which is in the shadows of the Dajti National Park, I guess, that's there. And the GPS took us through Tirana, which we really didn't want to do.
It's not bad, but
terrible,
it's just bumpy roads. And in Albania, they park on both sides of the streets, and then they double park. They'll just stop, throw their hazards on, and go into the bakery. And so if two of them do it, here and here, we can't get through. So we have to sit and wait for them to get done at the bakery.
Pretty much, if you can get away with it for a few minutes, they'll do it in Albania. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting driving experience. At least the streets are wider, so you feel like you got a little bit more room.
Driving in Albania is kind of crazy, but to be totally honest, we only ever saw the aftermath of one accident.
Yes.
And that was way up in a mountain.
Yep.
So other than that, in all the cities that we've driven in and stuff, it was pretty amazing.
So the streets were nice and fairly wide until we got really close to the campground. And there was a couple of switchbacks to get up there that I actually had to do a 3-point turn.
Going up in there kind of scared me.
Yes.
But once we got in there, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice, beautiful views. Had turkeys and chickens and ducks and cows, and so it was kind of like a farm camp. The hosts were wonderful.
They were really nice. They offered to give us a taxi up and down for her appointment so that we didn't have to drive the camper all the way back down that hill and then back up.
Yep.
So he gave us a taxi. He acted like a taxi.
Yes.
He gave us a ride down there and back.
Yep. Because he and his wife and their child lived there
in one house,
and his parents lived in the other. Yeah, and they were very friendly. His father didn't speak much English, but he still tried to talk to me, and I'll mention that a little bit later in the video, what he was talking to me about. So we were there. We got there the day before Salsa's spa appointment. Because it was at Sparkly Paws.
Sparkly Paws
in Tirana, Albania. We kind of recommend them.
Yes.
So while we dropped her off and she was getting the treatment, we went to a place that was called Bunk'Art.
Bunk'Art.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've mentioned in other videos, if not, I'll go over it real quick. Albania had a ruler, they were communist, who wanted to build all of these bunkers. And you'll see them all over, everywhere, in the middle of fields, next to houses, up on hills. There are these concrete bunkers. And this one I had seen was a tour of them. We were very, very interested in going on a tour of them. So
this one is not indicative of the other bunkers.
No, it was bigger.
This was like a main headquarters bunker for the military and stuff, that they could run their operations if something else was going on. Because this bunker featured 106 rooms. Yeah,
it was big. It's all underground.
Yeah, everything was underground. This is our Happy Detour surprise underground here. So what kind of led to this, and she kind of talked about it a little bit. In 1939, Italy invaded Albania during World War II.
Yes.
And I think the purpose of that was so they could move to invade Greece.
That didn't work out too well for them.
Greece fought back really hard, and with the help of the Albanians, they fought back really hard. So after a couple of years, Italy just said, look, we've had enough. Germany, you take them over.
Yes.
And if you remember your World War II history, Mussolini was the true depiction of a fascist. I mean, he controlled everything, and if it didn't go his way, you weren't long for this world. So he tried to run Albania that way, and they weren't really having it. When the war ended, Albania found a friend in the Soviet Union.
Yes.
which is now Russia. And as you go through all the rooms in the bunker, you see this history unfold. So it's become a museum for history and art. They have some art installations in there as well.
They show you before, and then they show you what leads up to it and how it goes. It is
very extensive and very
well done. We now have a really solid understanding, except for dates. I can't ever remember dates, but a really solid idea of Albanian history and how it became communist and
So the general that led Albania in their resistance, his name was Enver Hoxha, and he aligned with the Soviet Union for about a decade after World War II. That broke down, and then they aligned with China. That alliance would eventually break down.
Yeah, that didn't last very long.
So they were communists all this time, and he was the one, since he fought in World War II and the invasion, he was the one that was saying, we got to build all these bunkers because we're going to get invaded again. And so I think they originally planned, they wanted like 250,000 of them or something. And they built 171,000, I think it is.
Yes. And he was very disappointed that they didn't meet his expectations, but 170 of them. And Albania is the size, what state?
Maryland.
Yeah, Albania
Maryland,
is
Vermont,
the size of Maryland or Vermont for those in the U.S.
Yep.
So it's small. 170,000 bunkers underground here. Yeah. They're everywhere.
So at the beginning, you kind of go through their offices and where some of the military people would have stayed if they were in the bunker. The whole time you're going through this, you keep seeing the sign for this assembly hall. So you're thinking, well, this must be the big point of the bunker. And actually, when you get to it, it is pretty impressive, the fact that it's underground.
Yeah, and I mean, it still looks like it's usable for today.
Yeah.
It's a teeny tiny little movie theater.
Yeah. Yeah, well, before you got to that, they had this big hall that you would probably wait in before you went into the theater. They had all these pictures of all the people that were important to Albania and in one way or the other. And then we went into the theater in there that they had, which could still be used as a theater that I could see. It still had seats and stuff in it.
It was very interesting.
One of the pictures that caught our eye, and this is because when Albania was communist, they also for a long time were like the only atheist country in the world.
Yeah.
So they had absolutely no religion whatsoever.
They did not allow a religion.
And when Hoxha passed away in the mid-1980s, he had handpicked his successor, and his successor kind of wanted to relax things a little bit and give him a little bit more freedom. So one of the things that they had was a state decree in 1990 establishing that you could have the freedom of religion. And they had like the four leaders, the Islamic leader, the Orthodox leader,
the Pope.
Yeah, all there, and they all had their hands together in unity, and that's what Albania has become today.
Yes,
they have that,
and they brag on it.
Yeah,
because somebody, a taxi driver that we had, who was also a police officer, he was Muslim, but he was a less strict form of Muslim. And he said, yeah, I have a Christian friend, I have an Orthodox friend, and we meet and we go out to have a beer. And it's in Albania, religious freedom really is that you can practice what you want, and nobody holds it against you. Everybody understands the importance of religious freedom.
Yeah, we've heard more than once that they've said that they want to be a beacon for the rest of the world.
Exactly.
When it comes on getting along with other religions
how
and
to
stuff.
live.
So yeah,
live and let live.
So one of the other things that the successor did was try to improve education.
Yes.
Actually, I think he made a law that you had to have certain literacy level by the age of 40.
Yes.
And they had an exhibit for education that you thought,
oh man, we're underground. It's kind of dim and dank, but it's nice for an underground bunker. They had a creepy doll. a creepy
I
doll.
guess it's supposed to be the teacher, because that would make me want to learn just to get out of the classroom as fast as I
dressed
could.
as a student in a uniform or something.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Creepy doll.
Yeah.
Woo!
The other part that was the end of the exhibit was something that they called the Pioneers of Democracy. So around in the 1990s, as the Berlin Wall was going down and all these other countries were shifting away from communism, they had a group of people that stormed an embassy in Tirana.
Yeah.
And people thought, the whole country was going to fall and there was going to be a bad revolution and everything. So a lot of people put their kids on boats back to Italy.
Now, mind you, these are, we're not talking 20-year-olds or teenagers. We're talking infants. We're talking 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. I think the majority of them were between 2 and 4.
Yeah, they're definitely young.
I mean, they were
kids.
Babies, and all they would do is take a picture of them with their name on it, take a picture, and then put them on a boat and send them to
and they
Italy
had all
and
those,
be done.
They had all those pictures down a hallway, and it was just very eerie to walk down and think about, what happened to these kids? Where are they today? Did they survive
left behind
or anything?
And I mean, some of them were, like I said, 5 years old, and they're holding their baby brother or baby sister. And I mean, put them on a ship, send them across the sea, and you don't know.
It was a very unexpected thing that the museum kind of builds you up to. So whoever laid it out and designed it did a fantastic job.
It is. If you are in Albania, it is definitely one to see.
Definitely worth
in Tirana,
worth the visit.
Is go to Bunk'Art.
Yep. So after we got done with that, we were looking at going on a cable car ride. Unfortunately, the cable car ride was closed on the day that we were there for maintenance. It's closed each day.
It's closed on Tuesdays.
And we really didn't have the time to do it anyway because we thought Salsa would be ready. So we went back to the Groomers and we waited for the big reveal.
Yes.
And here's the big reveal for you.
She's
so you can see Salsa after she was
good.
Yes. Yep. So then we went back to the camp.
Yep.
And our plan was just to stay there the 2 nights around Salsa's appointment and then move on. I was out walking around just taking some pictures of the views out there, and the host's father came up to me and he was trying to talk to me. I didn't have my phone with me
to translate. We use Google Translate a lot
or something, and so I couldn't really understand what he was saying until he showed me that on their site they have 10 bunkers.
Yes.
And now these are the smaller bunkers that we have seen all around.
It would be like for a couple of houses that were there.
Yeah. And it was getting kind of dark, so I didn't take any pictures at that time, but I went back the next day before we left and walked through one and took pictures of it and some of the pictures of the other ones that were there that I could see. Obviously, these were meant for military defense, so they don't stick out like you can always see them.
Yeah.
So that was interesting that we got to see all the bunker, the big bunker, big main bunker, and then the smaller bunkers that just are populated all over the area.
They fascinated us. We'd be driving down the road and you could see them in the sides of the mountains. If you looked, if you didn't know, you wouldn't see them, but we started seeing them and was like, wait a minute, they're everywhere.
Yep.
So
we had another happy detour.
Yep.
That led to some surprises and some new things that we didn't think we were going to be able to see. So our question for you down in the comments is, if you've ever had a happy detour, tell us about it.
Tell us about it. What are your happy detours? What are the surprising things that you ended up seeing that weren't on your plan list?
Yep.
Those seem to be the things that we're really, really enjoying.
Yeah. We've kind of stumbled onto most of the things that we seem to be remembering and stuff, but that's adventure, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to have to pay attention and watch for our next video to see what we stumble onto next for another happy detour.
And I am going to do a video. We've been asked about getting Salsa in out of the EU, out of Italy, and getting her back into Italy, what we have to do, and even how we got her from the United States into the Netherlands.
Yes.
What all we had to do paperwork-wise and that kind of stuff. I'm going to do another video on that, so you can look out for that.
And there's been surprises on that too as well.
Yes, there's been several.
Yep. And so that'll be future episodes of Empty Nest Adventures
TV.